I've got callers that have been holding, and they're going to be all over the map, but I'm sure you can comment on these modern-day issues they're raising as well. Let's go to Severin in California. Thank you, California. Severin from California. That's a new town. I'm like Schwarzenegger. California. Severin, welcome.
Thanks for having me. I actually just have three quick stories that I want to get through just so everyone can hear them. First off, I don't know if you guys have heard, but the EU has leaked plans for, and this is courtesy of Zero Hedge, plans for formulating Euro teams in order to, I'll read you the quote, in order to, get that up here, in conjunction with Eurobonds, EU officials have been working on plans to create Euro teams for the Olympics, World Cup, and Eurovision Song Test. Officially, the effort is supposed to solidify the fiscal union that will have to occur to make Eurobonds the success the market has already decided they would be. So basically, that just lines up with what you've been saying for years. Second story, as I'm sure everyone knows, the markets are rallying today, and the primary reason for that, I work in the stock market, so I've got all this news pouring in. Over the past day, we've had rumors. First, Russia was going to bail out the Eurozone, then Brazil.
China. Italy's openly gone to them, yeah.
But the question is, who's going to bail out China? There's a report out today that China is basically in the same situation that we were in before the housing bubble burst. So my commentary on that is maybe Paul Krugman was right about his alien invasion predictions. Maybe the Martians will bail us out this time. And then the last one is actually it's borderline Enron type news. There's a Canadian company called Silver Corp Metals. They're a silver mining company. They are a Canadian company that operates primarily in China. On the 2nd of September, there was an anonymous letter sent to the Canadian and U.S. SEC basically accusing them of $1.5 billion of accounting fraud. That sent the price of the stock down about 20+%. They refuted the claims. They came out with plenty of documentation. They posted all their bank statements and everything showing that they had all the money they said that they had, and the stock rallied on the news. Then yesterday there was another report leaked by some completely anonymous, little-known website, basically written in the same style, but they denied being associated with it, sent the price down to new 52-week lows. And I'm just basically what's happening, in my opinion, is that the same people that rigged the COMEX and all the silver and gold manipulators, they're losing control of that. And so now they're taking an aim at legitimate equities to get people scared out of gold and silver. And it's completely ridiculous that an anonymous report these days from somebody that's openly shorting the stock.
Well, that's what WikiLeaks is all about, is to selectively target people. I'm glad you raised this. I'd actually seen this a few weeks ago. I don't think it's really breaking, but I do like Zero Hedge. In fact, I want to get some of the people from Zero Hedge on. That's some of the guests I want to get on. I know that they do interviews through Nom de Guerre's. But secret EU plans to create Euro teams leaked, and it goes through it. And that's the last step. They're already under foreign banking dictatorship, but now can't have the French team, can't have the Spanish team, can't have the Italian team. Now everything's got to be the Euro team. Again, you can't have your sovereignty because under that you might have some identity, some rights, some liberties. It's all now under banker control. And once it's turned into Euro and North America and Asia, then they merge all of those. I'll get Ben Fuchs' take on that on the other side. Glad you raised those points. More calls straight ahead after this break. We'll talk to Tim, CJ, and others. Pharmacist Ben Fuchs is our guest. The website's InfoWarsTeam.com. In the past, I would say I'll see you tomorrow because the show's almost over after a few more calls. But I'm back tonight with a focused, hard-hitting, condensed news transmission. Now, on average, the nightly news is about an hour long, but I've got to start behaving myself soon and holding it 2:30 minutes for television, but then we'll have special reports that come after it. I'm also thinking about just making it an hour long every night. And I plan to add more shows and do a lot, but we need your support first. And when you're a PrisonPlanet.tv member, when you support us at InfoWarsTeam.com and get great products, when you buy the books, the T-shirts, all of it, that's what builds this alternative media system. Also, be sure and support your local AM and FM affiliates, support their local sponsors, spread the word about those stations as well. What do you make of the banking takeover, Ben Fuchs, pharmacist Ben Fuchs joining us? I mean, it's just open banker dictatorship. with the very authors of the financial implosion posing as the saviors. And now they say you must cheer the euro. We're getting rid of your football teams. You've got to join the global euro team so that everybody can feel their not their national patriotism, but their worship of the euro. I mean, can this get any more transparent?
It's all about centralization, Alex, and that's the big problem. It's all about power being centralized in one place, away from the people, into centralized powers. And that's what we as individuals have to stand up for. We have to disengage from the monster, the Leviathan, the machine. And that's why I'm so big on the power of nutritional supplementation and the power of taking back our health.
Hey, briefly,
back individually. Yes.
Briefly, because I want to put in a few calls here. I heard you're speaking out in the Central California area coming up.
It's still working on that, but it should be, hopefully it'll be sometime the end of October, beginning of November. Okay,
well, I want to plug some of those events you've got coming up, because I've heard a lot of talk and seen a lot of bull, but I'm just glad that Ted Anderson got me in contact with you, I don't know, 6-8 months ago, and everybody else, because I study things for a while, but then, look into them, and I know you guys are getting results, and so I'm about to really try to wade into this up to my eyeballs and certainly get the great response that others around me are. InfoWarsTeam.com. I'm talking the talk. It's time to walk the walk. Stuck my toe in and my leg in, and I'm liking it. The water's good. I'm going all the way in. Tim in Michigan, you're on the air. Thanks for holding.
Hey, Alex.
Hey, your phone's bad, bro. I got to let you go. I'm sorry. It's just too distorted. And we don't screen calls. You just got in a few days ago. You're a great guy, but the phone is too distorted. I'm sorry. CJ, you're on the air from Michigan. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex. Thanks. Yeah, I want to weigh in on what looks like they're cooking up the next false flag terror attack. Obviously, they got Bin Laden just before the 10th anniversary. You can't have the boogeyman out at large for 10 years. They're shifting from the Muslim extremists to the white, patriots. So now they want to implode the economy even more. So look for, right after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Mall of America. They've already beta tested the Norway thing. They're going to do something that will implode the economy more. Plus, you throw in the Second Amendment. So.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. They've been beta testing and have told cops it is coming. I mean, how ridiculous. Shopping malls will be attacked and schools everywhere, and we're going to take the Second Amendment when it happens. And the cops are like, too bad we got to take the guns, but the right-wingers are about to hit. And then they can declare war on the American people. I totally agree with you. That's why they're so angry that we're exposing what they're doing.
That will plunge us into, we're already in a depression, but if you hit at the heart of the shopping season and all this stuff, it's over.
Well, and then, the TSA will be there. They've already run the promos that they're going to be at the shopping malls. And sorry, got to stick my hand in your pants. Again, just random checkpoints everywhere. We saw beta tested that all over the country on 9/11. Great points. The official global radio transmission is now over. I'll be back tonight, 7 o'clock, prisonplanet.tv, but I'm doing overdrive here in a moment. They're now announcing that pre-crime face scanners are to be used for security at shopping malls, other high-security locations, soft targets. And they admit that it's, quote, 2/3 of the time accurate, which means never accurate. They aim a machine at your face, and it supposedly, off the faces you make, shows them you're a terrorist. And now they have behavior police out at the airports, and all the time they're like pulling over somebody. They're like, why do you look upset? Well, I've got gallbladder stones, or I've got a toothache, man, or I'm late. I just hauled my bags in here. And they'll go, oh, that's it. You're not flying. It's this new thing where, and it's total quackery. They sent hundreds of thousands of people to prison conservatively with fake lie detector tests. And now they've just moved on to a video camera they aim at you, and it supposedly tells if you're lying or not. I've had people email me before and say, when you're talking sometimes, you look over to the right. And I guess sometimes statistically somebody could be lying if they're kind of, well, I don't know. Hey, did you get in the cookie jar? My kids, no, Daddy, no. Sometimes I'm looking, well, do I have time? How long do I have? I'm looking at my clock. I'm looking at a television. So, but that's what I mean. The cops are like, oh, you just looked to the side when you said that. Oh. Sometimes I'm looking down for a news article. Oh, proof. The computer says you're a terrorist. Total quackery. In closing with Ben Fuchs, it's coming out. He's being grilled in all the debates by the mainline Republican candidates, Bachmann and others, about him with forced inoculations and the Gardasil. It's coming out that Gardasil does kill people. It's turning out that it is contaminated. Well, of course it is. What is your view on that being a victory? I mean, do you agree that's a victory, that it's becoming so mainstream, Pharmacist Ben Fuchs, that more and more people aren't taking vaccines?
It's like we were talking about with shingles, Alex. Gardasil, the human papillomavirus, the HPV virus, attacks a weak immune system. If you're eating the standard American diet, if you're driving through the fast food, if you're eating a lot of sugar, if you're drinking the Slurpees and the Coke, your immune system is going to be compromised and you are going to be more prone towards viral infections. People, get on a nutritional supplement program. I cannot emphasize that enough. Disengage from the fast food and the processed food. Get to InfoWarsTeam.com. Get on the Alex Pack. There are so many wonderful options for building our health, so we don't have to worry about the drugs. We don't have to worry about the vaccines. You can tell them to stick it with the human papillomavirus inoculation, the Gardasil inoculation. Tell them to take it themselves. You don't need it.
Well, the crazy part is I've read the insert back during the trials and after it came out, and it says this doesn't protect you from papillomavirus. It's not been proven. It's thought it might help with a few strains. Then you learn there's thousands of strains, 300 plus they think can kill you. It's one of the rarest forms of cancer. They admit it's normally autoimmune suppressed people who can get the form of cervical cancer. And they admit it causes all sorts of immune problems. And now I was reading 15 million American girls have taken it. And it is just absolutely linked. All these vaccines are to screwing up your immune system, where your white blood cells can't recognize cancer in the future. And then there's a new electron microscope video out today the Daily Mail has. I meant to play it. Perhaps tonight I'll cover it on the nightly news. And it shows white blood cells eating new cancers. Well, what the scientists have told me, and I want you to briefly comment on this, is that under electron microscopes, when you've taken vaccines over and over again, you lose your immunity, your body stops fighting, and that's what the HPV or the flu shot showed 2 years ago in the Canadian government study, that when you took the H1N1 shot, it lessened your immune response to regular flu by 50%.
You want to up-regulate your body's immune system. You never want to do something that's going to down-regulate it. Do you know, Alex, that people faint after they have they get the Gardasil injection? Dizziness, vomiting, nausea, headache, fever, pain, swelling. These are all side effects. These are all normal side effects of the Gardasil injection.
I want to have you back up on the news soon via video Skype, if you can do it, to really break down Gardasil and the side effects. Pharmacist Ben Fuchs. InfoWarsTeam.com. Folks, get the high-quality products and support the message of liberty. We'll see you tonight, 7 o'clock Central, PrisonPlanet.tv. Great job, crew. Visit InfoWars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the site, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want.